Who's ready for summer? Hey forum, Manny back here with another video on the CascadeScents fragrance station, and this one is on my top 10 fragrances for the summer. Now, as far as my geographical area, I know that this list is super early, but I am super excited for summer this year. And this time around, I have the most refreshing fragrances to prove it to you guys, so hope you all enjoy this. Got a little bit of everything here, from citruses to citrus florals to marine notes, you name it, I got it. But as always, if you are interested in any of the offerings here, please sample them when you get a chance. And I hope you guys enjoy them along with this video, so we might as well get to it. Starting with my number 10, here it is, Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford. On smell alone, I really love this stuff. It has a nice combination of citruses, citrus florals, herbs, comes off as very soapy yet beachy. There's a vacation quality about this that I really love too. It just makes me want to book a flight to Napoli so I could chill with it in the Amalfi coast. That being said, the performance here is super bad. In fact, it's the worst on this list at about 2 to 3 hours for longevity. Now, I don't mind respraying this scent because it's that refreshing every 2 hours or so, but it's just kind of expensive to do so at $4.50 per ml. And yes, with that evaluation, this is the most expensive fragrance on the list, so that's why it's ranked so low. But if you are into soapy, refreshing fragrances, definitely check this out, Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford. Moving on to my number 9, here's Amen Ultra Zest by Thierry Mugler. Here you have blood oranges and mandarin on top of the traditional Amen base. And in the summer heat, I get the most out of those typically fleeting citrus notes, which is really nice because they're the compliment getters, if anything. Like, I definitely get the best feedback during that stage, so that's cool. And then I'd say a couple hours in, we're definitely in Amen base territory, so watch out just because that stuff is really kind of sweet, so you just don't want to overspray this because it might get too cloying for you, you know. Definitely perfect for cooler summer days or evenings, so that's what I use this for. And if you guys have a use for it, or if you like this stuff, definitely worthy of your list, I'd say. Here it's number 9, Ultra Zest by Thierry Mugler. Moving on to my number 8 now, here's Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne. Now, Paco Rabanne was trying their hand to make a very versatile, super safe offering in the initial Invictus. Ultimately, I think they failed because that stuff was way too potent, but in my opinion, they redeemed themselves here with Invictus Aqua. Definitely love how this stuff is a little bit more amplified on the marine side, a little bit toned down as far as the bubblegum, but in that opening, you do have that yuzu in here too now, which is straight up amazing. Now, I actually wanted to hate this stuff just because I wasn't so keen on the original because, again, it was too potent, but what can I say? They made a good fragrance here, definitely one I can find a use for. At the very least, this would be my dumb reach fragrance for when I just want to smell good and not exactly feeling anything per se. So that's good enough for my number 8. Again, Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne. On to the number 7 spot, here's Guerlain Homme Eau de Parfum Intense by Guerlain. Now, GHI, if anything, is like the polar opposite to Invictus Aqua. This stuff is like the most stereotypically mature scent on the list. In my mind, someone who enjoys and wears this scent probably reads The New Yorker, probably spends most of their waking day in a suit, and drives a really nice car or something like that. You know, that kind of grown man sophisticated. Smell-wise though, you definitely have that Guerlain Homme Mojito DNA, but infused with like a double shot of rum. As a result, you have that deeper dry down, doesn't dry down as cleanly as L'Oboisé, which some of you might know that I love. Not as a big fan of this one, but I think that it's cool to have this on the list just because I am going to want to get my grown man on during some days this summer, so it's worthy of this number 7 spot. So that's GHI by Guerlain, again at number 7. Moving on to my number 6 now, here we have Un Jardin sur le Nil by Hermès. I'd say that this is definitely a summer staple for most who own and love it, including myself. Also, this was on my spring list this year, but it bottomed out at the number 10 spot just because with the cooler air in the spring, it just doesn't perform as well. But this stuff is wondrous during the summer heat. Like, you definitely get that green mango fruit party kind of vibe. Super exotic, definitely transports me mentally when I do wear this stuff. I guess in this case, a garden by the Nile River. But despite its really unique smell, I'd say it's super safe, and it's definitely a crowd pleaser if anyone gets their nose on it. Definitely worthy of my number 6 spot. That's Hermès Un Jardin sur le Nil. Just past the halfway point now, here we have Italia Cologne's Cedro Enivrant at number 5. Now, while the Guerlain Homme line smells like a mojito, this stuff is like a French 75 cocktail, which is pretty much champagne with gin, lemon juice, and simple syrup. But there is more to this scent than that bright booziness, believe it or not. Like, for me, it actually has quite the metallic dry down, something reminiscent of Platinum Egoiste by Chanel. If you're a longtime subscriber of this channel, you'll know that I really love this stuff, and sometimes during the summer in the past, I've tried to get my metallic fix on, but this stuff is a little too cloying. But thankfully, this stuff is a little bit more subdued on that metallic dry down. And with that slight bright booziness at the top, I just think it makes for an amazing summer fragrance. That's why it's my number 5. Again, Italia Cologne's Cedro Enivrant. Alright, moving on to my number 4 now, and please don't kill me for this. Aventus by Creed. I've honestly just been reaching for Aventus a lot over the better part of last year, but this is nevertheless still one of the better fragrances on this list with that godlike pineapple. The rest of the fruits are awesome too until it dries down into that musky dry down, which is also to die for. That's where I get the bulk of my compliments too, is in the dry down, but really flares up in the heat, so just definitely watch yourself with the trigger here, especially in the most extreme of temperatures. Aventus is definitely oversprayable, and you may be susceptible to olfactory fatigue with this one. Like, you may not be able to smell it anymore, but everyone else around you might. So as long as you don't have piss poor skin chemistry, Aventus might be a winner for you too. And yeah, I don't know, check this out already if you haven't yet, against my number 4, Aventus by Creed. Up next at number 3, we have Mirto de Panerea from the Blue Mediterranee line of Aqua di Parma. This is definitely a true soapy aquatic only characteristic of something that Aqua di Parma could do. Lots of its namesake at the top with that floral bitter myrtle. You got some more aromatic freshness in that basil too. It just wouldn't be an Italian fragrance otherwise. Then you couple that with some citrus and some soft woods and some marine notes, and yeah, it's a hell of an aromatic soapy fragrance here. Like how Mandarino di Amalfi is unique with its soapiness in a sharp and citrusy direction, the soapiness right here is more aromatic yet smooth, and I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just that awesome. Right now, I definitely prefer this than Mandarino, and then when you consider the fact that there's more milliliters in here than this, and it performs better, and it's less than half the price, then I just don't think you can go wrong with this. So for those reasons and more, that's why Mirto de Panerea by Aqua di Parma is my number 3 on this best summer list. Also, for full disclosure, I want to let you guys know that this bottle was actually provided to me courtesy of Fragrance.com, so a big thank you and shout outs to them for that. And no, I'm not being paid by them. This is just a bottle that I got from them that I would have bought from them anyway and featured on here, so just take that as you will, I guess. And if you don't already know, Fragrance.com has a super big library of some of the most popular fragrance brands, that and at like the craziest of discounts, so you can get this for even less along with some of your personal favorites, again on Fragrance.com. Almost at the top now, guys. We've arrived at number 2, and yet again, it's Bal d'Afrique by Byredo. I honestly kind of feel sorry for this stuff because it's always number 2 on my lists. It was number 2 on my best Byredos. It was number 2 on my best spring fragrances list this year, so yeah, I just don't know what it's doing wrong. Actually, it's not doing anything wrong. If anything, this stuff is quite a winner. The fact that it keeps showing up on these very stacked lists is just a testament to how good it is. Scent-wise, if you don't already know, it has a very juicy lemon, that with the sweet florals like the marigold, it just comes off as super welcoming up at the top. Dries down into a very clean light vetiver too, so yeah, you definitely have a little bit of journey with this one. Overall, it's a very jovial scent. I just can't help but be in a good mood every time I smell it. Also to note though, in my opinion, it's very unisex, but as far as societal standards, you might think that this leans a little femme. So if you're looking for a more rugged, stereotypically masculine vetiver, definitely steer clear of this. But if you are looking for something a little lighter, something a little happier, I guess, definitely check this out if you haven't yet. Again, it's Bal d'Afrique by Byredo. And finally, we've arrived at the top of the list. At number 1, here we have Lys Mediterranee by Frédéric Malle. This is without a doubt the most equally floral and nautical scent that I've ever smelled. So it definitely lives up to its namesake, Lys Mediterranee, so Mediterranean lilies, I guess. Lily is a really unique floral note because it's sweet and spicy yet kind of airy. It doesn't come off as like the traditional kind of florals you typically find in perfumery. Like there's a watery garden type of quality about this that's super authentic that I just love. It also gets pretty intense in the heat along with the marine notes here, so watch out on the trigger with this one. I actually wasn't expecting much out of the performance here, but it's pretty beast mode if you ask me actually. Like we're talking 10 hours easily at the least, and projection wise I've even choked myself out with this one too, so that's cool I guess. And yeah, to add to this fragrance's authenticity, I did mention how other scents on this list transport me mentally to where I think I should be with it, but this stuff already does more than that for me because I don't have to imagine anything. I already feel like I'm in the Mediterranean with this one. This scent cloud again is that intense. So all in all, again with that performance, its authenticity, its uniqueness, this white floral aquatic is definitely a winner and my number 1 on this year's summer list, Lys Mediterranee by Frédéric Malle. So there it is now, you know what my winner is, Lys Mediterranee by Frédéric Malle. Again, if you haven't checked this out yet or the others, please do so. I honestly can't wait to burn through a lot of this along with the rest of what I mentioned this summer. Tell me what you think of my picks in the comment section below, as well as what you're wearing in the heat this year. I'd love to know. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more types like this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It would really mean a lot. And now I think that officially does it. So thank you again for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care of yourself. Peace out. Bye. Wear your fragrances.